Back to the channel and happy holidays. I realize that I haven't really done a whole lot of explicitly holiday related content, despite like all of YouTube shitting their pants over the fact that it's nearly Christmas. So I wanted to say happy holidays. I put on this red lip for you in an attempt to look festive, but I feel like I kind of just look less enthusiastic than usual. I feel like the whole hype around the holidays is just a reason to like not be super depressed in the winter anyway, but where I live in LA, it's like always sunny and we have weed, so there's no reason for us to be miserable anyway. On that note, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ashley, and because I got tired of working minimum wage jobs at restaurants, I do this thrifting thing now where I go thrifting, buy stuff, show it to you guys, and resell it on like Poshmark and Depop and stuff like that for a profit, because capitalism. So, because I'm back home right now and I'm not in my apartment in LA, I don't have a lot of this stuff with me. I brought a couple things with me to show you guys, but everything else is just going to be a try-on clip back in my apartment in LA. So I hope you guys will bear with me for that. So on that note, let's jump in. This first thing that I got is a super cute... I'm trying really hard not to say lovely or cute in this entire video, by the way, but it's definitely not gonna happen. First thing I'm gonna show you guys is this super precious button-up. I do love finding like really expensive brands at thrift stores, but what really honestly gets me the most excited is legit vintage pieces like this. What really caught my eye about this is the big collar. I guess it's kind of nautical inspired, and I feel like contemporary retailers never really carry that. I haven't seen that style like pretty much ever. I also really like the puff sleeves because I thought they were adorable. I remember as a kid I really hated anything with the little puff shoulders because my mom would always buy me like t-shirts from Old Navy with the little puff, and I thought it made my shoulders look bigger, but I think it's cute now, so there you go, Mom, you were right all along. The next thing I have is this super unique pink dress. A theme in this haul will be this light pink color, which is pretty much like one of 3 colors that I wear on a regular basis. This dress is basically like the embodiment of cotton candy, and I love it so much. It doesn't even have a label. I feel like it's definitely homemade, or maybe like a fashion student's thesis project. And hold up, it also has pockets. God bless. And also you're able to do that like fashion model thing where you put your hands in your pockets and kind of like walk with it to make the dress move and look really good, so that's a bonus as well. Fun fact about this dress, when I was trying it on in Goodwill, I got stuck in it because my shoulders are like a little bit too wide to fit into this dress comfortably, and yeah, I was struggling for probably like 20 minutes. I kind of just had accepted death at that point. Somehow I managed to struggle out of it, and I was really nervous putting it on for this try-on clip because I thought I would get stuck again and my roommates would have to come like cut me out of it, but it worked better the second time. I think that experience really helped. Let's talk about shoes real quick because y'all know that I like shoes way too much. I picked up these loafers, which I feel like are the type of shoes you always see at the thrift store but never buy because they're like low-key ugly. But in my opinion, they're like ugly but in a cute way. I really like the jeans that I'm wearing them with in this try-on clip. I feel like the whole outfit is kind of sleek enough that the shoes just add a little bit of personality without making it look like super ugly and like super Benjamin Franklin. And I'm also just a fan of like a good stompy shoe. I feel like there's something just objectively better about walking around in like a chunky block heel versus a ballet flat because you just feel like so powerful. Oh, and these are by 9 West and they're genuine leather. The person who wore them before me did a really good job of breaking them in. I'm gonna avoid thinking about the fact that that means that their feet were in them for a long time, but you know, it does make them super duper comfortable, so I'll go with that. This top you guys might have seen in my last video, which was an extra AF Instagram lookbook, but I thought I'd include it here real quick just because I think it looks really cute with this slightly less extra outfit. This was originally a pretty long men's extra large shirt, but I just cropped off the bottom. I think especially when it comes to more basic cuts of tops, it's all about the details. So I really like the racer stripes on the sleeves and this little embroidery detail around the collar. Honestly, I don't know why Abercrombie doesn't do shirts like this anymore because I would totally buy them. So you guys know that I crop the heck out of pretty much any shirt that I buy from the thrift store, but this time I've advanced to sweaters in the holiday season. So I forgot to get a clip of the original sweater, but this sweater was originally like a men's extra large, I believe, and it was just a super baggy long sleeve sweater. Since it started out so oversized, it left me with these super long sleeves that you can whack a bitch with. Let me know if you guys want a tutorial on this, but honestly it's pretty simple. I just cut across the bottom a little bit below where I wanted the sweater to actually end, and then I just like took my nails and scratched the heck out of the sweater. I would recommend running like the little loose fibers that you pulled out under the sink or putting the sweater through the wash, just because they're gonna look kind of curly like ramen noodles because they just came out of knit, so it'll like relax the fibers. If you want to do this yourself, I would definitely recommend a sweater with like a vertical knit pattern. If it has any kind of like cross stitching on it, it's going to be really hard to pull apart. It's going to be way more effort than you want. So yeah, I was really proud with how this sweater turned out. I do wear a lot of distressed denim as well, so I feel like in combination with this sweater, it can kind of walk the line between cute and post-apocalyptic. Damn it, I said cute. Here is one top that I restrained myself and did not crop. It's this... I was gonna say cute again. Don't say cute, Ashley. It's this super preppy is the word I'll use to describe it. Basically, it's just a super comfy, stretchy cotton turtleneck. What I really liked about it is the little embroidered F emblem on it. None of my initials are F, but you know, just do it for the aesthetic. Over this outfit, I thought the perfect thing to put on was this insanely 90s jacket. I feel like under the dictionary definition of just 90s thrift store hoe, which is definitely a term that Merriam-Webster has, it's just a photo of this jacket. Everything from like the colors, the nylon, the puffy sleeves, it's all super duper 90s, but I'm super into it. This jacket is super oversized on me, so I definitely want to pair it with more kind of form-fitting slash short outfits just so I don't get super overwhelmed in fabric and look like a total 90s mom. The only downside is that it makes that horrible like snow jacket sound when you move around. But at least you can warn your enemies that you're coming. This dress is maybe my favorite thing from the entire haul, even though it's literally just a basic dress from Forever 21. It was one of those items that was like half price, so I got it for $4. And honestly, it's just become one of my favorite dresses. I just think it's super cute, like a little bit vintagey, even though it's clearly been made in the past like 5 years. I'm honestly just a sucker for this style of dress because it does a really great job of like accommodating the food baby. It's super loose and flowy and comfortable. I feel like something that people don't talk about enough is the fact that like we go through 80% of our lives wearing super constricting clothes, like whether it's jeans or like bodycon dresses or spandex, and sometimes it's good to just let your body chill out without being boa constricted by elastics. It's actually a size medium, so it's like a little bit big for me, but luckily there's this kind of corset tie detail in the back, so I just tie it up like super tight and it pretty much fits me. Now for something much fancier, I got this dress by Calvin Klein. The style of this kind of reminded me of that red dress that I thrifted in my last thrift haul, which you guys seem to really like. I'm just generally a fan of this like really involved vertical pleating because I think it gives you a really snatched waist and like a really lovely flowy twirly skirt. This dress kind of reminds me of something that Zooey Deschanel would wear in 500 Days of Summer, which I really love, mostly probably because it's light blue, but I think it also kind of has that vintage flair about it. I also recognize that pretty much the only style inspirations that I reference in my videos are like Zooey Deschanel from 500 Days of Summer and Kendall Jenner, which are deeply incompatible styles, which is probably why my style is so confused. Next up, I picked up this vintage dress by Giorgio Armani. Is that how you pronounce it? The Italians are screaming. I feel like it's super duper ladylike, like definitely giving me first lady vibes. I love the pastel pink color. I feel like that's something generally that you can only find in thrift stores. I will say the one downside to this dress is the fact that it really leaves nothing up to the imagination. Like I think you guys might actually be able to see my belly button in this clip. I really like the neckline detail, even though it's pretty simple. I feel like it's just a little thing sometimes. Okay, here is something that I actually brought home with me. It is this silk silver top. If you guys have watched my thrift hauls before, you know that I pretty much always will pick up like 100% silk tops just because I think they're really nice, and you can style them in a bunch of different ways. So normally I'd style this really open with like all of the buttons undone and just tied at the bottom, but in the spirit of Jesus Christ and the holiday season, I decided to be a little bit more conservative this time. I added a couple more buttons and just paired it with my vintage Levi's. I feel like if I was in a normal store, I wouldn't necessarily gravitate towards the silver, but I surprisingly really like it, and I feel like it's a really good like subtle way to be kind of festive, and especially for someone like me who is not used to wearing a whole lot of color, it's a way to create a kind of interesting outfit while still staying in like the monochrome realm where I'm safe and sound. I also picked up this dress, which this is like a super duper cool color that I feel like we never see in regular stores, but it's this really bright baby blue. Also, I realized since this is technically a slip dress, I'm like kind of modeling lingerie on the internet, but I'm gonna say since it's like a vintage one that's pretty conservative, it's not that scandalous. That's what I'll tell myself until these photos resurface in like 20 years and are used as blackmail. Anyways, I thought this was a really cool slip dress, kind of different from the normal like Victoria's Secret satiny ones that you normally see. Next up is this pink silky dress. I feel like this dress walks a fine line between looking cute and looking like an anime fetish, but what the heck, I bought it anyway. I really like styling it with the straps off the shoulder because I feel like it helps it look a little bit less cheesy. Also, even though this dress didn't have a brand, it was just super well made in general. Like the construction of the ruffles is really, really good. They don't look cheap and they're not falling apart at all. So yeah, that's something good that I look for as well. Overall, I think this would be a really cool and unique dress to wear to prom or homecoming or anything like that. As if there weren't enough pink dresses in this haul, I also picked up this one. I have no idea what brand it is because somebody cut out the tag, but based on this little sizing tag, I feel like it might be H&M, putting my fashion Sherlock skills to use. As it is right now, it fits a little bit awkward and it's a little bit long and kind of like little girly to me. But what I'm planning on doing is bringing up the waist a little bit so that it's kind of this empire neckline and it has a more like Reformation-y feel to it. There you go, I'm hitting my Reformation reference quota for this haul. But yeah, I feel like with the higher waist, this is gonna look so good. It's gonna look really expensive. It's gonna be kind of a bitch to do though because there is an invisible side zipper, so I'm gonna have to cut out the entire zipper and then put it back in, which I don't really know how to do as of now, but I will figure it out somehow, thanks to the internet. The last thing that I physically have with me is this, I don't even know what to call this. It's like this really long windbreakery coat, and it makes this lovely sound just all the time, which is great. In the thrift store, I thought it was completely ridiculous that it was like this maxi windbreaker trench coat thing, but honestly, when I tried it on in this clip, like, I don't think it looks that bad. That being said, I still am going to crop it. I'm planning on cutting off the vast majority of the length and then sewing a new hem just so it's one of those cropped windbreakery things. Thought it would be really cute. Kind of reminds me of like Brandy Melville Urban Outfitter-y stuff. Also, this jacket is surprisingly warm. Like this fabric is super duper thin and lightweight, but I feel like it's one of those like survival type jackets where, I don't know, the science does something that keeps you like super duper warm. Also, both my parents are science PhDs, so they're probably just incredibly disappointed that I said that just now. Speaking of other Brandy inspired stuff, I have this gray thermal, which was originally a lot longer, but I cropped the heck out of that one. Honestly, I think I cut it like an inch too short, so let's just pretend that I didn't. This to me looked a lot like stuff that you can buy for like $25 or $30 at Brandy Melville, except it was super cheap and from the thrift store. A thrifting tip for you guys is if you're looking to like crop shirts at all, I would definitely recommend thermals, since when you wash them, they don't even roll up at the bottom at all. They don't fray at all. It's really awesome, so you can just cut across the bottom and it's like super minimal effort. Jersey fabrics also work obviously, but they will roll up at the bottom when you wash them, so just keep that in mind. I also found an actual Brandy item, which is this floral yachty dress, I believe. I remember the name of the model of this dress specifically because like, I think 3 or so years ago, everybody was wearing this dress and I was so obsessed with it and I wanted to buy one so bad. Basically, it's just super duper flowy. It has like a bunch of layers of flowiness and it has an open back and this super adorable pink floral print. You guys know in every thrift haul, I have to have like at least one thing from Tommy Hilfiger or Ralph Lauren. You guys tell me that I pronounce Ralph Lauren wrong. Ralph Lauren? Is it just Lauren? I struggle with this every time I do a haul. Anyways, yeah, so I got this really, really preppy top from Ralph Lauren, or however you pronounce it. Again, it's that like vintagey pale yellow color that I really love. I feel like this shirt is like straight out of the 50s and or just like an East Coast Ivy school where everybody's like jerking off to how much vineyard vines and pastel colored clothing they own. Anyways, I really like this. I really thought that the yellow goes well with any light wash denim, just because the yellow and blue kind of contrast each other well. Next, I got this black tee with a little tie in the front. I've never actually watched Friends, but I feel like somehow this reminds me of something that Rachel from Friends would wear. Let me know in the comments below if that's like a complete misconception. But overall, it seems super cute and 90s to me, and I'm always just like a sucker for plain things with like a little unique twist to them. I hardly ever look through the t-shirt section of the thrift store because I feel like it's mostly just like free branded shirts that people decided to donate because they didn't want anymore. But I took a look this time and I found this SFT. I feel like it is for a sports team. Normally I would kind of be opposed to spending more money on a t-shirt because I own so many random ass t-shirts that I've collected over the years, but this one fit me really well and I feel like it had a cool vintagey feel to it. And as much as I like dressing up and putting together like complicated outfits, sometimes I just gotta wear jeans and a t-shirt and I might as well look cute while I do it. Pretty much in every thrift haul, I also have a cashmere sweater, so here's the requisite one for this thrift haul. Obviously I love thrifting cashmere because that shit is expensive if you buy it new, but you can get it for what, like $6 or $7 at the thrift store. I really like this sweater because of the pale pink color, as you guys may have been able to tell from like 5 of the other items in this haul. And I feel like this turtleneck silhouette is just super classic and will never go out of style. Okay, and that is everything that I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to give a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel for new videos every Thursday, except during my finals week, which was last week, and I was late. Other than that, I post every Thursday regularly. Lots of thrift stuff, lots of fashion, lots of fun. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. Thanks again for watching, and happy holidays. Bye.